wish you all a good afternoon, and thank you for attending this PC. It's an important PC that we can convey certain very crucial information about the forthcoming Thaipusam, which is scheduled on 9th February 2017 in Penang. And before I elaborate on today's topic, me is YB Dhanasekaran, the Deputy Chairperson of the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, and with me to my left is Subramaniam, the Chairman of the Temple Community of the Hilltop Temple, the main committee that actually organizes Thaipusam. And to my further left will be Mr. Rama, the Executive Director of the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, Mr. Surin, the Secretary of the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, and to my right will be Mr. Dato Kowanaraju, who is the Commissioner for the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, and the committee member, Mr. Lashu, committee member for the Temple for the Hilltop, Vice Chairman of the Hilltop Temple Committee. And first, let me say, the Hilltop Temple has been in existence for more or less 230 years. It was established after Sir Francis Light gained foothold in Penang. And this was actually started by Indian workers or Tamil workers who were brought to work in the ports and in other areas. Now, the Penang Hilltop Temple, or we call it Sri Arulmigu Bala Dandayamani Temple, is a temple that is involved in organizing the Thaipusam for many, many years. Okay. The Penang Hindu Endowment Board is about more than 100 years old. And today, the Penang Hindu Endowment Board is about 103 years, organizes Thaipusam. Even before we came to Penang, even before I came to Penang in 2008, for many, many years. We are talking about 100 over years. Now, but unfortunately, the Hilltop Temple, now the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, actually owns and operates the chariot, the so-called silver chariot. The silver chariot, which was the main chariot, so-called main chariot, for 126 years, is operated by a small community called Chettiars. And they have been operating the chariot as though it is the official chariot of the Penang Thaipusam. Now, let me say today, the Chettiar Temple is a private temple on Waterfall Road, and the silver chariot operated by them is not the official chariot, although they have been operating the chariot for 126 years. It is a private temple run by the money-lending Chettiar community, and the trustees of the Chettiar Temple, there are 5 trustees, 2 are red IC holders, and 3 are foreigners from India. The temple, Chettiar Temple, has 50 members, including the trustees. They have 44, including the trustees, we have 50 members. And out of the 50 members, only 6 are citizens of this country. The rest are all foreigners who come from Chettinad, Tamil Nadu. And they come and they run the silver chariot. Now, this has been the issue among the Indian community, among the Hindus in Penang for many, many years. There has been this conflict brewing because what the Chettiars do, during Thaipusam, they collect donation from the public. And they have been collecting donation for 126 years. Now, our question is, where does the money go? Where does the money go? You as foreigners, you cannot collect donations. Now, these things all are hidden from the eyes of the public. Now, I would estimate billions have been collected. 126 billions have been collected from the local Hindus, the rank and file Hindus, the poor Hindus, the poor Tamils. Now my question is, do they give back the money in the form of scholarship, in the form of financial aid? No. That money collected is only for their particular Chettiar community. And the money is repatriated to India. Of course, Indians were never happy. Mr. Raju has been in the temple for many, many years. They were never happy. Nothing was done. The MIC was running the Hindu Endowment Board for 58 years. And MIC never uttered a word about this gross exploitation by a foreign community of the local Hindus. And when Dana was the chairman of the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, he came out with the plan to reroute the silver chariot, asking the silver chariot to go to the Mariamman temple in Queen Street, because that Mariamman temple is owned by the Penang Hindu Endowment Board. But they refused. Now, what we have done, I made an announcement during last year Thaipusam, that this coming Thaipusam, the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, which is the statutory body of the Penang state government, will introduce the first official golden chariot. The first official golden chariot, the chariot that will belong to all Hindus in the state. Every Hindu can say that the chariot is mine. But can you say that to the silver chariot owned by the Chettiars? No, they say no, the chariot belongs to the Chettiars. Nobody can claim it. So we are giving an ownership to all the Hindus in Penang that the golden chariot, which will be officially launched at 5 a.m. on 8th February at the Queen Street Mariamman, will be the first official chariot of the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, the organizers Thaipusam. Now, of course the Chettiars are opposing it. They say, no, you cannot have the silver, cannot have the golden chariot, because we have been running the chariot for 26 years. My simple question to the Chettiar is like this: can you tolerate a practice, an improper practice? Can you tolerate something because it's a tradition, just because it has been there for 120 years, 126 years? Can you tolerate the Indian caste system? It has been it existed millions of years. Now I am telling the Chettiar, who are you? You all are non-citizens. You all are exploiters. You are the leeches coming and leeching on the local Tamil population. So come Thaipusam, we will have a golden chariot. And the golden chariot, the Penang Hindu Endowment Board contributed 3 million for the golden chariot. It's not solid gold, it's gold plated. Okay? 3 million. And there's one donor I would like to highlight here who contributed in kind. We don't know what is the value in monetary terms. There is none other than Datuk Raju. He contributed. In fact, he worked very hard. Subra worked very hard. Many of the temple committee members worked very hard to realize this historic dream of the Hindus in Penang to have their own chariot managed and controlled by them. So I think Raju contributed. He went to India a few times. He has contributed in kind to this golden chariot. So I would like to acknowledge it, and I'd like to thank Mr. Raju here. No? And so I think, so we had a meeting with police yesterday. The board was represented by Mr. Raju, Rama, Subra, and Surendran. So the OCPD called for a meeting between the Chettiars and the Penang Hindu Endowment Board. And so coming Thaipusam, there will be two chariots. One private silver chariot, one official golden chariot. And the golden chariot will leave from Queen Street, Georgetown, 5 a.m. in the morning. And we have the Thaipusam meeting on the 19th, where the logistics will be worked out. The Chettiars, in fact, we told the Chettiars, let's organize it together. So it will give some form of togetherness. But they said they were not willing to cooperate with us. They said they want to run the whole thing by themselves. That one, we leave it to them. Okay, we made the approach. We wanted to be reasonable to them, yet they are not very reasonable. So let them run, but we will be running the golden chariot. We have hundreds of volunteers. It will be drawn by volunteers. We won't use bulls to draw the chariot because we don't want to impose cruelty on animals. And I'm not talking about the silver chariot anymore, because let them do what they like. So we will launch a golden chariot. It will start at 5 a.m. and it will reach the Hilltop Temple around midnight. On the day of Thaipusam, midnight Thaipusam. On the eve of Thaipusam. No, I think by 12 o'clock it will be already Thaipusam day. And then we will also have a return journey. That means, once the chariot goes from Queen Street Mariamman Temple to the hilltop, because you also have to go back according to Hindu agamic principles. That one will be worked out by the committee, and they'll also consult the police on the matter. So I would like to thank the police because I think they were very, very cooperative. They appreciated the efforts of the Hindu Endowment Board as an official body that organizes Thaipusam, and we will work very closely with the police. We will work very closely with the federal government and state government agencies to make sure the Thaipusam this year is indeed a golden Thaipusam. Yeah? So, and we will also make sure all issues of security, logistics, everything will be taken care of. So I think this we want to inform to the press, and if there are any questions, please you can ask me. Yeah, Pradeep.
What about the Chettiars have been accused of not having their donations accountable.
Yeah.
How is the Hindu Endowments Board planning to make the donations made to the Golden Chariot more accounted for?
Okay. It's very simple, Pradeep. We are a statutory body. Although the Hindu Endowment Board ordinance is placed under the federal government, because all colonial laws have been, after the country became independent, they put it under the federal government. But executive power lies with the state government. So the appointment of commissioners, appointment of chairman, the executive role and it lies with the state government. And we submit every year. Our accounts are audited. We have accountants audited. We have auditors from the Prime Minister's Department. We have auditors from the Auditor General's Office. They come and audit our accounts, and then we submit a report which is subsequently presented to the Parliament. So this can be debated in Parliament. We are okay, and the collection will be counted at the temple premise. No, sorry. We will bring it, put it on a safe after that, and then we'll count it at Komta. Which floor is it? Sixth. Fifth floor. And I think the public will be there. And then we will announce it. Now I'm asking the Chettiars whether they're doing that or not. Where are the millions or billions they have collected? And who is collecting it? These are non-citizens collecting it. Can you have these non-citizens coming and collecting money from this country? They're coming on tourist visa. How can they run temples? What is this, man? How can the immigration department should look into it? Immigration department is not going to look into it. We're going to lodge a report with the immigration. We're going to lodge a report with the trustees, no? What do you call it?
Trustee.
The department that actually deals with the trustee. Hey, you cannot work as a foreigner. You cannot come and do business. You cannot come and collect money. But they do that. All in the name of religion. So I think the immigration has to look into it. The police have to look into it. In fact, they should be deported. I'm asking the police and the immigration to deport them from Penang or from Malaysia. So I think this is something very serious. And what I think we have been trying to do, earlier Dana was trying to do, is basically try to correct a historical injustice. And so one way I think we have addressed, or we are addressing the issue, is to introduce a golden chariot, very clear, very transparent. The money is from the board, the revenue from the board. We are spending on the golden chariot, and we have some donors coming and giving some assistance to us. All transparent. We don't hide. Every year we give nearly about 700,000 to 800,000 ringgit scholarship to poor Hindu kids. We like to give to others also, but because we are defined by the Hindu Endowment Ordinance, we can't give it to non-Hindus. Maybe one day I think we can amend. We also give, we also give it to non-Hindus also. Yes. Yeah. But bulk I think goes to Hindus. We do that. Now I'll find out. Maybe they give here 10,000, maybe 20,000. Where's the bulk of the money? So I think I don't know whether I answered your question, Pradeep.
Yeah. How many donation boxes will be on the chariot itself? Because we have a lot of people throwing coins and notes.
So Pradeep, it's too early to determine the number of collection box on the chariot, but we're already planning that. Maybe in a week time we will be decide. But it's always subject to how many it needs. This is going to be the first journey of the chariot, so we'll decide the numbers. But definitely every single box will be collected officially and will count it officially. Everything is accountable because we have a two locking system. One is from the board, the other one is from the temple. So everything is very transparent and this thing. So the number of box will update you all later.
Prof, the Chettiars have earlier mentioned that their accounts are audited by the Prime Minister's Department. And perhaps you want to ask them to show their accounts? Or?
Ask them to reveal their accounts to the public.
Yeah, that's right.
We are a public body. We have to reveal our accounts. Now I'm asking them to give 120 years of account where the money collected from where did the money go? And I'm also asking, when somebody, from one reporter asked them recently, show me all your accounts, they say they can't remember. It came out in Star. And Star asked them, show us all what you have done for the public, they say they can't remember. How many years coming from money lending community, you know, they say they can't remember. Huh? No, I'm asking, foreigners are managing the temple, foreigners are collecting funds. Now, can you do that? Huh? You come on tourist visa. Can you collect money? Can you collect donation? Can you run a temple? Now I want the immigration department to act on this. So there might be even some police reports. Others are actually want to lodge police reports against them. The head of the trustee, who was during the police, who was at the meeting of the police, Mr. Rama asked him, "Are you a citizen?" He couldn't answer. They are not citizens. Okay, we are born here, we are citizens, we work here, you know, we start our lives here and we die in this country. Yet you find these foreigners coming in and squeezing money from the poor in the name of religion. Can you tolerate it?
Every Thaipusam, we announce to the public money collected and gold collected. Are the chettiars doing it?
No, like every Thaipusam, Rama just mentioned, we announce how much money collected and how much gold collected. But you know what they do there? They will meet among themselves, the trustees, and they will auction the gold among themselves. They will auction the gold among themselves. Yes, Pradeep?
I mean, the board's critics, may I ask?
Yeah.
They have said that after 126 years of the single chariot, you are only raising this right now, of late. I mean, last year.
Yeah.
Is there any reason behind this? They call it vendetta and animosity on your part.
Why vendetta?
Why all of a sudden there is?
2009 already raised.
2009, Dana raised it.
Immediately after the Pakka
Ask Kodaraju, he has a
Pradeep, actually the chariot was started in 2012 when I was still a chairman of the temple. We already started. We already started the move. It's only the timing has come now. Is it? So we got to start somewhere. So we are starting now.
Well, what started?
No, Pradeep,
What
Pradeep.
became the thing?
We came here, we have been 8 years here, 58 years MIC. I think you should ask the MIC, how come they didn't do anything? So just because something was not done much earlier, that doesn't mean you cannot bring it up.
Pradeep, the chariot is ready now. So we're going to start. Is it?
No,
So
I mean,
the-
my question is why? I mean, what is the catalyst towards this?
Okay, I'll tell you,
That-
No. You know, we have board meetings every month. So when I actually came to Penang, and after Dana, I became the chairman of the Penang Hindu Endowment Board. And I aware what are things that even Chairman, Dana at the time was chairman, went through. We decided there was some gross injustice in the collection of funds and everything. So I decided something ought to be done. So I raised the matter in the Exco. In fact, the Exco minutes. And Exco directed me to actually do the necessary. Okay? Now, and I raised this matter, and then, like Commissioner like Kondaraju and others said, Prof, maybe we should discuss with them how to solve the issue. So before we came up with this alternative chariot, I had a discussion with the trustees, Mr. Narayan and all. I told Mr. Narayan, basically, the Hindus are disputing your collections. And you ought to do something about it, because this matter has already been raised in Exco. There have been a lot of complaints to the Exco about this illegal collection by foreigners. And at that meeting, the trustee said, okay, in order to overcome, they said, okay, we'll try to come out and give a portion of the income to the board, so the board can dispense it to the as an educational scholarship. And then we had 2 or 3 meetings, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Then eventually, the trustee came with the, he says 20,000, I think it's 10,000.
10,000.
10,000 check and said, this is our contribution. No, you collect millions and you want to come up with 10,000 ringgit. I say, please take it back. We don't need that. Because wrestling, as I said, I dismiss it as beggar's money. I didn't say that to him. That I think he's lying. So after that, we found that they were not willing to cooperate. I mean, we can't go and close down the temple. We can't do that. So in a way, we want to get back what belongs to the Hindus here. And we want to, and also, in fact, the Penang Hindu Endowment Board, we need to have ownership of the chariot. Such a big temple, and Penang Thaipusam is world famous, and yet the Penang Hindu Endowment Board doesn't have a chariot. Come on, lah. Yeah?
Can I add on something?
Yes, please.
Pradeep, we have the consecration of this temple to 2012, June 29th. At that point of time, Dr. Koena Raju was the chairman of the temple. Before I take over from him, he has already give the promises he want to give the chariot. The only thing missing in that biggest temple in Malaysia is the chariot. Everybody, every devotee is walking to the temple every year, thousands of them, 100,000s of them paying their vows into that temple. The only thing is missing, the biggest temple in Malaysia is the chariot. That is why Mr. Koena Raju come forward. He want to do the chariot for that. That was happened, decision was made 2012 before he handed over the chairman post to me. So it's not happened today. But before that, I think YB Dana has already approached them, which is very genuinely. We just asked them to reroute the chariot. We failed. And then asked them to come and share the contributions, the donation from the incoming, from the chariot. They failed us. But today is the time comes. Even the last year Thaipusam, we got the Guinness, one of the Guinness records, 101 million view the Thaipusam of Penang, the top. But the only thing missing in our temple is the chariot. Is there anything wrong? We put it back the chariot in the right temple at the right time. I think it's nothing wrong. We are deserved for that. We are ready now. It's not matter when we're going to start. Now the right time, right team, right decision made.
On the issue of security, because when the issue of the 2 chariots first raised, there were issues of security. Okay, and there was this report that somebody who is critical of the golden chariot had been attacked. So I assume that this has nothing to do with the Penang Hindu Endowment Board. Maybe is this a way that they're trying to raise to scare the Indians, saying that if you continue to criticize the golden chariot, maybe you will be attacked by thugs and murder? Because there's this report where somebody claimed he has been beaten
That is
by
utter
thugs.
rubbish.
Yeah.
Come on, we are running a state with police. This is not South Africa.
No, I mean, it's see,
Joking.
generally anything goes wrong with Penang, Lim Warning is attacked.
Anybody
Anything
gives a
goes to the
soldier,
Indian
it's a-
community, I'm attacked. So I think we don't take seriously all these things. I mean,
waste of time talking about this.
security-wise,
Let
the
the
police,
police take care.
police have been assured, and they indeed have given assurance to us that they will conduct themselves impartially, and they will make sure that whole procession is done in a manner that will not cause any problem. So I think we leave it to the police. Okay.
Tomorrow
And-
somebody cannot pass urine, they'll also blame the Hindu Endowment Board.
Okay, any other questions? Any other questions?
Maybe the 2 procession will be crashed, will it?
No.
No.
They will be separated by about
1.5 hours.
1.5 hours. We will leave earlier than they will follow.
But the road is more or less the same, right?
Same route, yeah.
But golden chariot will be way first.
Yeah, we will go first,
5 a.m. right?
5 years.
Theirs will be what?
6:30.
6:30. Golden chariot, of course, definitely like golden chariot must be the first. In fact, you know, just for on the sidelines, I visited Singapore in January last year. I visited the Penang, the Singapore Development Board, and so I was talking to the head and all, and they were asking, how come Penang Thaipusam is so successful compared to us? Huh? And I said that one, I'm not sure. There are too many regulations in Singapore. Here, I think we are much more democratic, no? And so they were, since the Singaporean Hindus were telling, how come Penang can do this, Singapore cannot do that? And I say, I'm not sure. It's very, very difficult to compare Singapore and Penang, no? But there's a lot of support for Penang Thaipusam, and we hope, I think, we can actually clean up some of these things. I think the Penang Thaipusam will be something that I think people will be proud of. And it's a great major tourist attraction also, no? Yeah. So I think so we want to do that, and then I think we have Hilltop Temple was built a few years back. So I think we try to see how we can move forward.
Right, I mean, we just completed the temple, now we follow up the next.
Yes. Okay.
The return journey will be the same also, or will be next PC?
Next meeting.
Next meeting, we need to actually get the board's approval, and then we need to also to consult with the police and all, no? But in the paper that I presented to Exco yesterday, I think it's only logical there must be a return journey, no? Yeah. But we will actually inform the press. Okay. Okay, thank you. Anything else? Anybody, Rama? Sorry? No? Yes, sir.
How about the coconut breaking ceremony?
Yeah, you'll go on.
Go on.
Go on.
As usual.
Yes, usual. No difference.
So it will be occurred separately or?
No. You see, okay, we start 1.5 hours earlier, they'll start. So all the coconut will be in front.
Okay.
That means the minute they see the chariots, they have to break the coconut. If you don't break the coconut, we can't pass through.
We'll wait.
So we will organize all that. This is, I think, a small problem we will tackle then.